A lot has changed since the Victorian era. Around the early 1900s, people had some crazy ideas, even crazier than now. But what do we really know about the Victorian era? Here are some facts about this interesting period of time.
One thing we know about funerals is to avoid taking pictures of the dead person. It is inappropriate and disrespectful. But it was not always like this. Actually, during the Victorian age, death photography was trying to preserve the memory of your loved ones. Because photography was pretty new at the time and it was very expensive. So the family members only had money for one picture in your lifetime, which was usually taken when you were dead.
Elizabeth Browning was the oldest daughter of 11. Big family. After the death of her favorite brother Edward, Elizabeth was so depressed that she locked herself for years. During this time, Elizabeth continued with her writings, including Lady Geraldine's Courtship, where she expressed her admiration to Robert Browning and his work. Years later, Robert replied, and then Elizabeth replied to his reply, and eventually they met and began dating. Although Elizabeth's father did not approve their relationship, they got married in secret and moved to Italy.
Aren't you tired of wasting hundreds and hundreds of pesos in your girlfriend? Do you feel underappreciated? Victorian era dudes did not have that problem because there was something called wife selling. During this time, men had the opportunity to sell their wife or even buy someone else's wife. Public spaces became like the eBay of the 19th century. During the Victorian era, a very popular movement was realism. It was a literary movement that started as a reaction against Romanticism, in which authors tried to show life as it was and not as people dream it to be.
Emily Bronte, the third sister of the Bronte siblings, was an English novelist and poet who wrote under the name of Alice Bell. Her only novel, Wuthering Heights, is nowadays considered as classical of English literature. On the other hand, Charles Dickens was one of the most relevant English writers during the Victorian era. He wrote some of the world's best-known fictional characters as Ebenezer Scrooge in his novel, A Christmas Carol.
During this period of time, the society was changing rapidly because the people were more focused on the industrial progress and economics. Dickens wanted to emphasize that it was never too late to begin acting in a loving and caring way to others, especially to people who most needed, like orphans, the poor, and destitute.
Here we go!